Spartans! Prepare for glory! This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! I brought more soldiers than you did.
You hear me? Hello?
Yeah, sorry. I was hitting that button before it was too late. So the human animal hybrid chimeras do not have rights, right? Because technically they're not human or whatever.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy because they are a living thing. But then, I mean, dogs and cats don't have real rights, except there's like animal cruelty.
So they use them for like organs and shit, or what?
For what?
So what would the purpose be?
Different kinds of experiments. I mean, whether it's testing or not, but honestly, for one, I think it's like there's like 3 different views and sides of how they do it. And one of them is for like military. I'm pretty sure. And that's where allegedly like the dog man or the wolf man comes from. Which I watched a very cool one of Steve's how to hunt videos today of a guy. Like the whole episode was about this guy that sent in a story talking about ended up talking partially about that and how that story about like Lucifer having sex with Eve and that creating Nephilims is actually false because angels weren't given genitalia, so that they actually had some sort of, you could call it magic or technology or something for human cell splicing with the other things. And that's where shit started to change. It's pretty interesting. And then something in it else as well was that like they had found Noah and his wife's, Noah of the Ark, and his wife's tomb or like casket. It was a stone casket, and his wife was allegedly 18 feet tall. But yeah, hello and welcome everybody to the Collective Minds podcast. This is episode 10. This is just an open discussion that we're just jumbling up and bringing to the table real quick for everybody. Throw something out on this beautiful, very warm Wednesday. Jay's hating it because it's really cold outside. He lives in
really
Texas. He's used to the warmth, not this cold shit they got going on. I think the whole country's feeling it right now. But
yeah.
So we're on the topic of clones, chimeras, animal hybrids. And so I wanted to pull up the first officially recognized clone. Not, well, who knows? Who knows what the brain in this sheep was? But Dolly the Sheep, most people have some sort of remembrance about this. Back in July 5th of 1996, was a female Finnish Dorset sheep and the first mammal clone from an adult somatic cell. Cloned by the Associates of Roslin Institute in Scotland, using the process of nuclear transfer from a cell taken from a mammary gland. Her cloning proved that a cloned organism could be produced from a mature cell from a specific body part. Now that's crazy because if we look at like the government probably has at least 50 years on technology on us. So as this was 1996, they were doing that back in the early 40s and possibly before that, because allegedly the Nazis were doing this back even before then. So this could have been something they just put out, which wasn't it not very long ago that some laws were just put into place where chimeras were now legal or something along those lines, where they were like admitted they were doing the research and they do have human animal hybrids.
Well, haven't they been growing like ears and shit on the back of rats and stuff like that for a while for transplants and shit like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know they've been doing stuff like that. Like, does it seem like it would be a stretch to do something along the lines of something a little bit more significant than just something like an ear, like an actual organ or something like that?
Yeah.
It's worth, probably exponentially more. I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know how much it's worth, but you know what I
Right.
mean.
And now this year, dude, when you said that, it reminded me of that South Park episode. When what's his name, the teacher, cuts off his dong, and then it's like
Mr. Garrison.
Mr. Garrison is like stuck to the back of a rat. He's all running around chasing it.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's Lemmings.
It's such a good one. My penis.
Oh, God.
He's all
Those video games are fucking worth it too, man. Those video games are just like watching fucking a South Park movie that was like 50 hours long. They're great.
I've never played them. That's great.
Oh, they're good.
I gotta check that out sometime. So nowadays in 2021, you can pay big bucks because they're growing steaks from some like skin cells or tissue cells from celebrities, and you can order a fucking like Brad Pitt steak.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, absolutely demonic and disgusting, but
That's gross.
Well, I seen years and years ago they were doing something. I think it was in South Korea where you can get a genetic clone of your dog. So you can like literally like, down to pretty much. This is like 2015, 2016. Also, when they were openly talking about it, it was expensive. I think it was like in the range of like close to 30 grand, if not more, to do it. But you know what I mean? If you could genetically down to a T clone your fucking dog to the open public, if you have the money, like imagine what they're doing behind closed doors.
Oh yeah, and allegedly, the company Clonaid in Canada, I believe, this is the right one. It's an American-based cloning organization, but it's in Canada, and they are up there and for like 30 to 60. I don't know exactly how much, but you can actually clone yourself, which is crazy because the laws up there are different. But that's kind of how the U.S. does it: is, we can't do this legally here. Well, we're just going to move it to another country, aka COVID-19, pretty much.
Yeah, I think they do a lot of that stuff with like stem cell treatment too. And so they have like, I don't know if they're doctors that are usually based in the United States that go to places like Colombia to do them or what's going on. But I know they have like really high tech facilities that are pretty much like, from what I've heard, they're like malls pretty much. They're like a place that is like a motel, mall, fucking hospital all in one. Like it's just like a little area that you can pretty much live in while you're getting your treatments done.
Yeah. And that's kind of like how these cloning agencies are, is they have clones and they raise them to like a certain extent, allegedly. Which reminded me of that rapper. I've never listened to anything of his, but Kid Boo or whatever. This rapper came out that claims that he was a clone and he had escaped from that facility up in Canada. And he went into detail about it, and he's like dead serious and talking about how he was cloned from somebody and all this crazy stuff. And when it comes to celebrities, there's been like many conspiracies about certain celebrities being clones, like Eminem, Dave Chappelle, possibly Britney Spears, that one punk rock girl singer, sing that song Riot. Or no, it wasn't her. No, it was. Anyway, there's like a bunch of them that are allegedly clones, and they go back and like look at the faces and it's different. And like Justin Bieber is supposed to be a clone of somebody, and there's multiple clones, and there's certain celebrities that'll be like actors, and then you'll have the singer or rapper or something that like they look alike. And I think it was it The Voice? There was something I saw the other day about Post Malone and Justin Bieber, that like something, it might have been their voice or something, was literally exactly the same if you just changed this little pitch. Like the exact same thing.
I've seen the Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. Like they're clones?
Well, they look alike.
Oh, yeah. It's weird. I mean, it could be anything. Be a lizard thing. But I do believe like some of these people are clones. Some of the shit. And that goes into like, you'll see that like Eminem staring that one time being weird, like MK mind control. I'm like, is that just that though? Or is there a reason why he can be flipped a switch like a robot. You know what I mean? Is it because he was grown in a damn test tube? You know?
Yeah.
And then you got to think like, are they speeding these growth rates up too? Or are these people, because there's no way you could replace somebody with like, it'd have to be the same age version of them. You know what I mean? So like, are they speeding up the progression of these growths? You know, it's crazy. And then like, allegedly some of these elites have lived so long, like that what was it? The guy from England who just died. You know what I'm talking about? The prince or whatever he was, or
I'm not sure.
who, that old guy. He said that if he could come back, he'd come back as a devastating virus to kill humanity. It's not Prince Charles. What is his name? Oh, fuck. Prince Philip. Well, Prince Philip just died. He was aged 99. Allegedly, though, I'd say this. You know, and just like with some of people being like, oh, they're time travelers. Well, are they, or have they just been living this long because they are something else or have had this technology to be able to grow? Because if you have, there's been movies portraying it. So like, instead of replacing them with a clone, if they like have a bad liver or heart or something, they'll just kill that fucking clone and take that and give it to them, which is big money. And that's why there's so much money in this human cloning.
Well, it's just like the whole thing that we brought up, like during, like around the first episode that I was in with the whole Yeonmi Park thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's something you don't even want to think about. You're like, whatever, like, that's not going to happen. Like, this is blown out of proportion. This is fucking crazy. And then you get an account of somebody like, no, like, I was literally sold into sex trafficking to people in China because I escaped South Korea when I was 13 years old. And she like just recounts like people being forced to have kids just so those kids could be sold off to the Chinese markets, like trade for organs and shit like that. They weren't even registered kids. So like, there's just like a lot of that shit that like you wouldn't want to believe is true. That's just so fucked up. So like, what's the stretch of like doing it to an actual person that was born just, you know, from a slave compared to like somebody that you just raised out of a fucking test tube? Like, where is the moral line? You know what I mean? Like, obviously they've overstepped the line of it being like an actual conceived human. So, you know, if it's just a fucking test tube kid, who gives a fuck? Like, you know, that's how they probably think. It's just money.
Right. It just it seems pretty fucking evil. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying that it's not evil. Like,
oh, it is. I know.
People, you know,
it's crazy.
If I offer you $250,000 to kill a puppy, but you don't even have to watch it, but you know that puppy dies, are you going to take that money? Like,
fuck
a lot of people are going to say, yeah,
fucking
fucking kill that puppy, dude. $250,000? Yeah, fuck it.
I'll eat that puppy.
It's one puppy.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know. I guess the morality of it's fucked up.
A lot of people will say, no, fuck that. That's fucked up. But a lot of people will say, $250,000 to change my life. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
People, especially if nobody knows.
I think most people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucked up. Yeah, the shit they do for money, which isn't real. But
I'm not saying I would, or I'm not trying to justify it, but at the same time, like,
it is true though. Like, especially people in countries like China, where they're, you know, those people, some people that are doing it are poor. You know, they have to survive. They have to sex traffic. They have to steal women. They have to remove organs. You know what I mean? Like, or they're done. You know, like
what I was telling you about when my buddy, when he lived in China, and he would give like disabled like 5-6-year-olds money, and his wife got pissed at him, and he finally was like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, I can give this kid like $10 American to have a good day. You know what I mean? She's like, no, you can't. Like, you don't understand. The more money you give these people, the more that they're going to end up just capturing these fucking kids and crippling them on purpose. Like, they don't understand that they do this to tourists on purpose. They take these fucking kids and they cripple them and maim them and put them on the streets, make them collect all this money, and then bring it back to them. And it's just a cycle of you know.
Yeah, so they think the more this kid is
yeah.
crippled, the more money he brings
Yeah.
in, which
Oh, yeah.
statistically is probably accurate.
Yeah. And those kids can't say anything because if they say anything, then they're probably just going to get killed and they'll move on to the next kid.
Yeah. Yeah. And most people won't help them around them, normal people.
And that's what 90% of normal people, everyday people like you and me don't understand. Like a lot of people, even us, is like our moral guidelines and our boundaries and our rules don't apply to, you know, a small percentage of people, but those small percentage of people could really change a lot of people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah. And most of the world is in that situation if you really look at it, the amount of people.
There's a lot of naive people that get taken advantage of for sure.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely shit in the background happening that doesn't come out of the shadows for sure. So, I mean, even on that level, like think if you had billions of dollars and your only fear, like that's what the elites are like right now is they have so much money. They don't give a fuck about any of our lives. No. They don't give a shit. The only life they care about is theirs. Yeah. You know, so I'm sure there is high-tech facilities growing their own clones, chopping them up. And maybe maybe like most of our celebrities today are like genetically developed to have certain traits where they've noticed get a very good reaction from the masses when they are put in like the celebrity status. And so they keep cloning these kinds of people, you know, they look a little different or, you know, the boy, girl, and then they put them in these spotlights and then they generate a following, which generates money. And it's just like a business plan, really. And then if one steps out of line, they just disappear them and put them with one that's a little bit more brainwashed. But yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, these human animal hybrids, that story from How to Hunt, the guy was saying that like they've hunted the Nephilim, those Sasquatch beings, and they've used shit like other cryptids, like that wolf man that's like 9 to 12 feet tall, giant, broad shoulders, stocky, like a wolf. And people make sure they're like, it was not a Sasquatch. It was like a werewolf, like a wolf man, whatever it was. And that, allegedly they've used those to hunt down Sasquatch as well. That's why there's shit in the woods that'll make you disappear and shit in the woods that'll help you not disappear. Allegedly. It's all allegedly, people. But yeah, so U.S. government's creating animal human hybrids as well as other governments, and pretty fucking interesting. And it kind of goes into like what they're doing today with us, with these vaccines, with these shots, with all this technology. It's a post-human world that they're trying to dive into. And the way they get into that is by, you know, because slavery's fucked, right? So we all agree, hey, you know, slavery's fucked. No matter what color you are, that's a human being, right? Well, when you go into like the laws of it, start breaking in what's a human into the laws, that's where it gets really gray area really quick. So you're a human now, but what if I put this shot into you, or you click the, you know, the next update for your phone, you know, without reading it, and all of a sudden you're someone's property, or that shot changes your genetics, your DNA structure, your cells, just enough to where you all of a sudden are now underneath a patent, and you do not have those human rights anymore because you are no longer considered human. You're property of a business or organization or even just a person who has that patent. Now, the similarities between that and the animal human hybrids, it's the same thing. That's what they're trying to do to us today, I believe. And what everything's kind of showing is that they're trying to not just take our rights away. You know what I mean? Like they're definitely working towards that by fucking up the entire planet and making us go through this shit that we're going through and all the, you know, but the ultimate plan, I think, in the end is to make it so legally we are no longer considered human. We are considered a byproduct, patented version owned by another human. And therefore we have no rights. Therefore it's, oh, they're not human slaves. They're whatever slaves. And if our genetics are changing, whether it's animal, there's that jellyfish shit and the shots, or robotic, the whatever those are called, like the Terminator type shit, whatever those are called. But either way, you become, just with a little piece of you becoming something else. You're not 100% human, which means all those laws, all those rights, in 1 second are just gone. And now you're owned completely. But did you guys ever see that show Sweet Tooth on Netflix?
I never even heard of it.
So it came out a while ago. And it's like a post-apocalyptic world. It's fucked, the story. So a virus happens and it starts like destroying people. And this was after COVID. This was like this year. It came out like the beginning of this year. And so the plot's like, yeah, a virus happens and it starts like just destroying people. They're dying. And then every kid that came out after the virus, the person didn't get the virus and had a kid. They just had a kid. Every kid that came out of a woman after the virus was released was a human animal hybrid. And the story revolves around this kid named Gus, who's got, he's like part deer, and he's got like deer ears and little antlers, and it goes on. And so all these fucking kids are part animal. Some of them look full animal. They're just animated. And the virus, they find that a lot of these rich people are getting the virus, but they found out that the only way to slow the virus down from killing you or maintaining it is to literally torture the fucking little animal children, and take shit out of their pineal gland, which they call the walnuts, the walnut sauce, and then fucking inject it into them with a needle. So they're like hunting down these fucking kids, like torturing them and taking pretty much exactly what Frazzle drip is with adrenochrome.
That's messed up.
Yeah, and the plot, that's the plot of this fucking story. And InfoWars at one time was talking about it, like, look, there, I told Alex, like, look, I told you, these fucking human animal hybrids. And I wanted to like call in so bad. I'm like, did you watch the rest of it? Did you watch any of it? The only way to slow down that fucking virus is to pull adrenochrome out of these fucking little kids' heads. The only way to get adrenochrome is adrenaline. The purest form is to torture, rape, molest, fucking beat, incite fear into these children, and then in that moment kill them and rip it out of their fucking forehead. So like the doctor, it's like this doctor is sick, she's dying, and she tells this other doctor, like, it's fucked up, but you got to do it. And he like goes and looks through it, and his wife has the disease or the virus, and he's like, fuck. And like, so he's like in the middle of making a decision. Like the show ended, is like a season long. I watched it like straight fucking through. I'd say it was a good built show, but obviously it was made for something. And at the end, it kind of it's called Sweet Tooth, and it's on Netflix.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's like a cute show, but when they showed that part, it blew my fucking mind, guys. I was like, no fucking way. They're rubbing it in your fucking face right now. They're rubbing our noses in it right now. They're rubbing our fucking noses in it. And it's crazy because it's like, do these people just use adrenochrome to get high or to live longer? Or are they something else that needs this shit in order to stay alive? And it all circles back into the human cloning, into the organ harvesting you were just talking about, Brandon, into those kids being used for this stuff. And it's one big fuck circle that starts and then ends with a Netflix special that was released this year. And it's fucked because like, oh, in order to fight the virus, you got to do this to these kids. But
yeah, I'm on like the opposite end. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like I'm more on the skeptical end and like asking a lot of questions and stuff. I like to dive deep into things, but like at the same time, there's just like things that you can't ignore that you hear from certain people where they're not lying. Like she gets called out for a lot of things because of like time frames and stuff like that. The Yeonmi Park girl that I was talking about.
Yeah,
but
the girl from
the thing is
Korea,
that
right?
the ages are different there because they start their age at 0 and then they turn 1 at the beginning of their year, no matter what. So it's
Do
not
they
based
even
like
have clocks in Korea?
She was in I don't
She
know.
was in North Korea. She was
in North Korea until she was
Mhm.
like 12 or 13, and then she was pretty much a slave for a while after that.
Yeah. There's no way
So-
that girl has any sort of fucking time rep.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what people don't understand. They're like trying to like peg her on this. It's like, dude, she was she was cattle. Like, you
Yeah.
think that a
It's
fucking
character destruction
Yeah.
to cover up the fucking true evil shit
Exactly,
that's
like-
going on in the world.
the only reason you know anything before the age of fucking 12 years old is because you were told that and you kind of remember a little bit. You
Yeah.
don't remember specifics when you were fucking 6, especially when you were treated like that. You know what I mean? Like,
the shit I
people need to get
remember when
real.
I was little, dude, like I think I was older and I would look back and I'm like, no, I was fucking like 9/11. Yeah. I mean, I look
Yeah.
back on that fucking the other day. I was like, fuck, I was in like first grade.
yeah.
I was in first fucking grade. I was like, I felt like I was 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old. You know,
Yeah.
vibrant memory, but not everyone has that. But I was like way off of my timeline, you know.
I don't know.
Who
She has
remember
been
that?
out of that system for God knows how long, and she's in the United States, and she's still about 80 pounds soaking wet from all of, being malnourished and just, overall fucked over as a human being for
Well, it's
the
probably
first
part of
20
her
years
brain
of her life.
too. The stress
yeah,
on
yeah.
that fucking, you'll
Yeah.
never get rid of
yeah.
that.
But
That's
there's
one
just
tough
certain
girl,
people
though.
that, like, that they're not lying. If you fucking meet somebody that is just completely fucking beat down as a person and
Yeah.
just, I'm not saying that she is, you know what I mean? Like, she's obviously, like, grew as a person a lot since then and stuff. But, like, at the
Mhm.
same time, like, you can tell when somebody's gone through some shit.
Yeah. Like that. She was on Alex Jones's show months back. And when I heard that story, I was like, wow. You know, like she did good for herself after that. I mean, fuck, man.
And I know,
She's
I
one
keep
out of a
circling around back-
million.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, there had to been a million that went through that and were dead. You know what I mean?
I know I keep circling around back to that, but it's just something that you can actually prove. It's something, or not really prove per se, but like, it's the closest that we have between like, holy shit, like something is going on. Like,
Yeah.
we can only speculate and we can think this and speculate about that and the other, but at the same time, like, there's real shit that is right there that we can actually 100% like
It's the
talk to
part of the
people that have gone
iceberg
through
sticking
it,
out.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We have legitimate shit that, we can delve into, and it's just insane to me that people will go as low as just taking these people that have had such a horrible upbringing in some place like North Korea, and instead of going, wow, like this person went through so much shit and they finally escaped, they go, oh, this person's so used to being treated like shit, we can treat them a little bit less like shit, and they could be our slaves, and we could steal their children, and they don't even know that they're being fucked over because they're getting treated a little bit better than they were before, so they're not going to say a word their whole life.
Right. It's
You know
it's
what I mean?
ultimately, I think it's because the people at the top of that food chain, like the reason she's there, the reason those girls are there, what's happening to all those people is just because of a couple very big elites.
Yeah.
And that's why. So, I mean, we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg there. We're seeing the bottom of the bottom. I'm sure there's like way more horrible shit happening, but that's like someone's actual, and that's why they're fighting her, but that's someone's actual story about like going through the stuff, which opens the eyes. I mean, you can't deny it. So where does it end? Does it end there? I doubt
I need
it.
to look into it a little bit more. Honestly, I've been slacking on everything. Like, I'm sure I could find a dozen more people, if not more, that have the same exact stories that she does that I should look into them more.
Yeah.
I just listened to her podcast a couple months ago on Joe Rogan when it came out and looked at her, like, or a couple other things she did elsewhere. Like, I haven't really even went that deep into it, but just from what I did hear, man, like, she's not making anything up. I don't think she's a bullshitter, honestly.
No,
like,
it's real. You can't say that's bullshit. There's two girls I know of, one from America and one from Europe, that have both came out and talked about going through a lot of the same shit, where they were being forced to have babies, or they were getting like gang raped at the age of like 8, and then like when they were like 9, 10, 11, maybe it was 10, 11, ended up starting having kids, but they were being gang raped by up to 30 guys, in this elite mansion all over the world, and there'd be like prominent people that they wouldn't say the name of because she's like, they will kill me. And they came out. It's the same story. You could look at these girls' eyes and you know it's true. And how she had like 6 fucking babies, and this girl was talking, and she was like 16, 17 years old, and they would kill the fucking baby, sacrificial, and they'd fucking eat it. There's a video of 2 little kids talking about their dad doing that, and like all sorts of shit. I mean, this shit is happening all over the world. I think that maybe over there in China, they're mass producing it because it's a giant market for elites. You know what I mean? Because they all have a price tag, and people down there cost a lot less than people over here. And that's why so many people go missing every year here. But people don't realize how much more that happens in other countries. And it's because of how many disposable people, like those kids that are crippled. Not only will they get killed, but there's probably no documentation on them. They have no family. They don't have a real name that can be traced anywhere. Yeah. That person goes missing. You go, the kid was here. He's gone. Okay. What are we going to do with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if they're not even a registered person because they're a defector from North Korea that even their own country won't recognize because they're a defector, what do you do?
Mm-hmm. And they don't care.
No. Like if they get sent back to North Korea, everybody knows what they're going to do to them. Like, if they don't just immediately kill them, they're not going to have a good life after that. Yeah. And their family isn't either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, their whole family could be killed.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not. She talked about that also. Like, everybody, like, if anybody in your family fucks up, they blame your whole family, and not only the ones that are alive, but generations after.
You know what that sounds like, though? That sounds like they don't have the resources to fucking take care of their people.
I think that they may have the resources to take care of most of their people, but it gets allocated towards the top and just having a pissing contest.
Right. Yeah, it does. It does. It seems like, you know what I mean? Because if you had like an abundance of wealth or food or any resources, it seems like, I don't know. It just kind of seems like, oh, you got caught doing this. We're going to kill your whole family. That just seems kind of like a cop out. Like you just wanted a reason.
Control.
Like you wanted a reason, like a quota.
Control people that can't think, they can't think for themselves or do anything because they're too busy being hungry to have a personal thought.
Well, they're afraid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Most of these people have never touched a gun before, or have raised up in that fear. I mean, the fucking of North Korea, the fucking leader says he doesn't poop. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have to have a picture of him on your wall. I'd be scared of him too. Little kids in North Korea, they're not afraid of the boogeyman under their bed. They're afraid of fucking that fat fucking leader that's creeping through that picture on the fucking wall, gonna get their fucking ass.
No, yeah, they literally, like the way it's explained, they pretty much like stole the whole story from the Book of Christianity and just applied it to their leaders.
Oh fuck!
They have like everybody brainwashed and think like, hey, like. If you fucked up, you fucked up. You might as well just say that you fucked up because this guy knows everything that you've done. Like literally, quit lying.
Oh, it sounds like they took Santa Claus. They're like, he knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
These people just like tell on themselves or other people because they think that they're already caught. It's like they could read my mind. Like, why would I lie to them when they could read what I'm thinking right now?
That's exactly where they want us, bro. That's exactly what this is. Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The world today. I know it's almost like fuck. I mean, we're sitting here like dealing with this, trying to fight this shit that's trying to like turn our country into that.
People get mad over syrup and there's shit like that going on, man. I don't mean to bring up old shit, but god damn, man, like get real.
Right. Oh, well, wait, what? I missed it.
I said people get mad over like Aunt Jemima syrup and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
Uncle Ben's rice or whatever.
That's propagandized fucking bullshit. The only people that believe are lit. Fuck. They just want a reason to complain.
If anybody really gives a shit, go to somebody like Justin Wren and the Fight for the Forgotten program and go to fucking donate to some motherfuckers that are actually going to places like Uganda and going to these fucking people, the pygmy people, and actually helping those motherfuckers out. Like, I mean, hands on.
If anyone gave a shit, they would have said something years ago.
Yeah.
Why are you doing it now?
Yeah. It's just virtue signaling. They're not looking to actually help people. They're
It's
looking
bullshit. It's just a
have
big group
people-
of fucking losers that are fucking hate where their lives have went because of their own fucking shitty decisions. Finally getting the time to where they can sit at home, get their bills paid, and bitch about everything.
They have a platform to stand on now.
Yeah. It's like that video
We're
you
doing
posted
nothing.
earlier today, Jay, or that one you shared of that girl on the airplane. They're getting ready to leave and she's freaking out because the guy sitting next to her, she walked up, and this is in a different country, and she asked him for his vaccine card. Well, he didn't have one because he's not vaccinated and he doesn't have to be. And she's freaking out, yelling at him, yelling at the oh fuck, what are those called? The chick that's working there.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called. The stewardess or something like that.
Stewardess, yeah, and the stewardess is like, ma'am, we are not putting you or your children's life in danger. And she's like, he's not protected. I'm not wearing a mask because I have asthma, blah, 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 blah. Do you want me to see my kids again? Because you're affecting their health. Like, talking about her kid's going to die. And I'm like, 99.99% chance of your fucking kid surviving, dumb bitch. But it's that
kids
mentality. It's
generally heavily affected by it unless they have an underlying medical condition.
It's a
for the most
weird.
part. I'm not saying that any kids haven't passed away because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fucking COVID expert. I'm not going to pretend I am or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think more kids are dying from the fucking vaccine from having goddamn heart attacks.
I don't. Yeah, that's a rough one. I don't know about if kids aren't being heavily affected by it. Unless they have an underlying issue, I don't think that they should even be considered to get the vaccine.
No.
But I'm not their parents.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy because parents get kids taken away from them for stupid shit, but yet force your children to have this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, this kid's falling over fucking dead, fucking wearing a fucking mask, running around the fucking high school track team, on the track team, fucking falling over, dying and shit from just wearing a mask, and they come out with that. Oh, it's fuck crazy. Human depopulation at its best, though. Not saying that I couldn't do better, but they're getting there. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. All right, Jay, you got something for this? I gotta run off for like 30 seconds. I don't know if Jay's here anymore. Jay. Jay. There he is. Oh, my bad. I paused the recording. There you go.
My bad. I'll mute stop.
All right, got quiet in here. Fuck, you guys. Oh, yeah. So, have you guys heard about the celebrities that have like been cloned?
I haven't really looked a bunch into it.
I haven't deep dove. Just over the years, I've seen shit, and it's pretty crazy. Let's see if I can pull some shit up really quick. Let's go to images right here. So it's Avril Lavigne. Apparently, she was replaced sometime in the early 2000s. Allegedly not by a clone, but by one of her very good friends. And they got pictures of this. So you type in like celebrities replaced by clones, and there's a ton of them. Who is this chick? Is that fucking who I think it is? Yeah, it's Beyonce. I got a picture of Beyonce from 2010 and then one from 2016. And she looked like, and they look at like the placement of the nose, like the mouth, the eyes, that kind of stuff. It's not like, oh, they look completely different. No, they look similar. Definitely. It's like Avril Lavigne's fucking, she does definitely look different. She kind of looked the same though. So these could be clones. Oh, look, they even got fucking, the dude from The Matrix. What's his name?
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, from 1994 to 2008. That's a long fucking time, though, boys. They got Keanu Reeves. Who else they got? I don't know who this is. I don't know who that is. Somebody else. It's like one of the fucking Beatles. I'm serious. It like goes on and on. Miley Cyrus. There's all sorts of fucking people, allegedly. And it makes sense. But for anyone out there and you guys too, if you haven't seen this Kid Boo, it's Kid Buu. His fucking story is incredible.
I'll look into it.
It's weird. I mean, it's weird. And he goes into detail. He talks about it like it's normal. He talks about how he's raised there for certain shit. And allegedly, he has a video of him with one of his fucking clones as well. Like one of the people that's either he was cloned from or is. Yeah, someone else he's fucking with that looks just fucking like him. He says one of his clones. It's like
that's fucking crazy.
It's like $20,000 to $60,000 to get it done, or something. Like a full one, I think is like $60,000. Pretty insane, but yeah. Also, check out Sweet Tooth from Netflix, boys. If you haven't seen, it's fucking crazy. There's so much shit in it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'll definitely have to look at that one.
Yeah, and
you said it's 1 season long.
Yeah, it's just 1 season long. It's pretty. It was a good show. Like I digged it. I knew it was like pre-predictive content, but you know, I mean, all this shit is these days. I literally watch shit and either I know exactly what's gonna happen, or I'm like, oh, look at that. Look at what they're doing now. Look what they're going for now. But yeah, boys. Anything else you want to talk about? Any shit you heard lately? Jay, did you figure out what that light was that you were talking about earlier? Creepy light.
The light?
Light.
Oh! It's I didn't know there was a little console light in my truck.
Oh.
It's orange. I was like, where's this light coming from? It's orange.
Gotcha. So not aliens.
No.
Not this time, at least. You're like, it's too damn cold out here for aliens, man. It's too fucking cold for them.
I figured they're advanced. They got heaters in their UFOs.
Fucking maybe. Maybe.
No, they're just drones. Why would they send an actual man fucking aliens?
Was that you saying that? Someone was saying that the other day. I was like, oh, that was you, huh?
About sending drones instead of sending
something like why the fuck would
that was me.
Yeah, why the fuck would they be flying fucking...
If they're smart, why the fuck would they have anybody on there that can die? You know what I mean? Or anything that could, like, I don't know, I'd just send something out kind of like what we have now. Just send a fucking drone out.
I'd send a flying fucking sex doll. I mean, if I like an anthill, you know, you're just like
I've seen the craziest UFO, bro.
Nobody fucking believes you. Shut up.
Not fucking another alien. Like,
oh shit. It's like,
okay, whatever, go to bed.
Yeah. Shut up, Grandpa. You fucking pervert. That's the biggest pussy I've ever seen.
They only target dementia fucking patients.
Yeah. Aliens are assholes. They out here fucking with all the crazy people.
I would be.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. That goes into missing 411, where like a lot of the people that disappear are adults and kids with some sort of health or mental disorder.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, someone's trying to pick them up to like study that disorder or effect and try to figure out how to work it out, figure out the kink out of our DNA system to fucking fix it in the future. I'm like, stop talking to me like I'm some goddamn ant on an anthill, motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I view it too. It's like, why would they try to communicate with ants? Like, they have no interest in us. They shouldn't, at least.
Yeah. If aliens are real.
Yeah.
If they're, which there's definitely shit out in our skies, but they were saying in that story, that I saw earlier, it was talking about fucking how back in the day, the only thing we knew about flying back when like angels and shit would have, they were writing about angels would have been birds, right? So they had wings like birds, you know what I mean? And that's how we saw them because they're interdimensional beings. And that's how we could perceive them as flying beings. Now we're in the technological age and now we're seeing, these ships because what we know to fly around that's more advanced than us would be advanced ships.
Have you ever heard of a
birds.
Haast eagle?
Mm-mm.
So in New Zealand, they literally put a bounty on these eagles because they were so big, they were big enough to snatch up what were at the time normal sized people.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
People, not kids, but people.
Well, you got to like remember, like during this time, the average person was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 5 foot tall at the max. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like for a bigger dude.
Mm-hmm.
And these Haast eagles, I think that's what they were. I might have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it was the Haast eagle.
Haast. Yeah, that's
yes. And they literally had to go through and eradicate these things because they're like 6 feet tall, dude, and they're giant fucking birds that could literally like just fuck you up. Could you imagine being 5 foot tall and fighting a fucking 6.5, 7 foot tall fucking bird?
Dude, I'm looking at them right now. Yeah, they look like a fucking
I would, if something like that, if my friend just got fucked by one of those, I'd be like, dude, a demon fell out of the sky and fucking murdered my friend. It was not an animal, it was a demon. This fucking thing was 7 foot tall. It had a fucking 11-foot wingspan. It picked him up off the ground and just fucked him. Like,
bro, that just held him down and fucked him. Bro, that'd be a big ass bird carry your ass out of there, man.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm a little big for that bird. Bro. Like it would probably still kill me or fuck me up, but it ain't dragging or packing me off.
So it's not quite as big as the fucking ostrich, but that's a big fucking bird.
But they're flying in the air and they have talons and fucking teeth like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
like
that wingspan's gotta be like fucking 8 to 10, 12 feet fucking wide.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how big they are compared to an average person at that time in that area.
Oh,
but
shit.
I'm pretty sure it was New Zealand. But they put bounties out on them. They like literally would go out, look up a Haast eagle hunting uniform.
All right. I'll do it.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure they had like full like armor uniforms to hunt these fucking birds.
Trying to weigh them down. Oh, I'm not seeing any picture of that.
Oh shit! I might have to look it up and try to send you one. It might be a different thing I'm thinking about.
I'm not seeing the hunting uniform. I'm seeing the eagles for sure.
Yeah.
Massive
I can't
eagle
remember even
may
the
have
time
hunted
period.
humans.
I have to look back into it and find more about it, and I'll send you some shit.
Oh, so
it was forever, and I heard about it.
Wait, the females were the biggest and weighed over 31 pounds, but grew to almost 5 feet in length and stood nearly 3 feet tall. 40% larger than the largest living eagles. Dude, there's some big fucking eagles out there, though. That's crazy. So fucking 40%. Y'all, some big ass fucking birds. Giant raptors had wingspans of 9.8 feet. I'm a good fucking guesser.
So yeah, I was probably talking about the wingspan and not the actual height then. I was probably getting those conflicted.
Well, you said 6, but fuck, man, a bird that big, I'd be like, it was 12 feet fucking tall.
Yeah, exactly. Well, either way,
breathed fire and
even if it's like fucking 2/3 your height, that's still big enough to fuck you up pretty bad.
Oh, I'd
if you were a small person, or a small
I'd fight that bird, Brandon.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's like, nah, man, that bird would fuck you up.
Yeah. I'd bring like a baseball bat at the least.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't grab it.
Yeah, no. I don't think I'd have a choice, really. I think it would fucking get a hold of you pretty quick.
Those are meat rippers, dude. Those things will curl around your fucking arm and rip it off. That's exactly what I see. It's fucking, you grab it, its fucking teeth sink into your fucking wrist and the claws grab your shoulder and it twists.
Dude, even like get up close to a predatorial bird and just look at it right in the eyes and
they're
you will
scary.
See nothing other. Yeah.
Then
they don't want shit from you other than just to fucking like, if they can eat you or eat something that you have, that's all they're interested in.
Birds have a ballsy personality too. We're lucky sharks don't have like
100%.
For real.
People are afraid of sharks so much, and like most people that get bit by sharks are because people are fucking with them.
Yeah. And most shark attacks, I don't think end up in death. And even there, like in the past 100 years, only 16 people have died from cougar attacks. I mean, like the only thing really dangerous out there is the fucking 4-footed fucking heavy motherfuckers, the bears, lions and tigers,
alligators.
Yeah. Which I've
unless we're over in like Africa or something, and then obviously like the hippos and shit like that will fucking fuck you up in a hurry.
Yeah, those aren't sneaky though. I mean, that's like don't walk in.
There's a lot of shit
fuck around with them
on there. But yeah, back to the cougar situation. Yeah, most of the ones that even attack people are either been juveniles that didn't really know any better, or they were like severely starving.
Yeah.
There's outliers, obviously, and everything. There's just more aggressive animals.
Which then most of them don't have the strength to continue fighting. If you fight back on a starving animal, it's gonna fuck off.
It was like that guy that fucking squeezed that fucking cat to death, and everybody thought that he was a badass for it. And you find out it's like 20 pounds.
Oh yeah, that's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Why'd you squeeze someone's house cat, motherfucker?
Yeah, it was like it's still a cougar and it's still attacking you, but it wasn't like a massive cougar or anything.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. You know, I had this idea earlier today actually about like the UFOs that people keep seeing, like if they are not us and something else, you know what I mean? I was thinking too, why has no one ever been like, don't UFOs, like the stereotypical UFOs, you guys, don't they kind of look like what you would think a fucking time traveling machine would look like?
I don't even know.
Spaceship?
Yeah, well, like the saucers, like wouldn't that be like some sort of, like the way it spins, the way it moves, it's breaking through gravity. It's obviously using some sort of magnetic energy. Isn't that the same kind of shit you'd have to use to time travel?
Not sure.
I have no idea either. I was just like, I haven't heard a whole lot of people go, those are time travelers. You know what I mean? Which kind of makes sense because they popped up through history for thousands of years, right?
I just like listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson and have him talk about like the folds in between dimensions and shit like that.
Right. Closing the gap.
All that stuff. And like just the beginning of even trying to like formulate even a percentage of a percentage, what he's talking about, even a little bit. And he's good at explaining it to stupid people. And I'm a very stupid person. But at the same time.
Oh, you're smart. Shut up. It's like hearing me talk about how brilliant you are.
It's just insane how much really goes into it. Like there's so much that even they don't know. And then the shit that they're trying to teach us, like I don't know. It's so much speculation. It's hard to even understand.
It is. It's so much speculation in it.
Yes, but it's fun.
It's just crazy though. Like people are like, oh, we'd have to be the only ones, you know, it's ignorant to think that we're the only ones living in this universe. And I'm like, I just want to see a picture of the world that isn't digitized to prove that it's not a dome. Not saying it's flat. You know what I mean? They always love to do that with all sorts of shit. They're always like, oh, this, all that, you know, like.
They just need to get out of where they're fucking at for a little while and go out and enjoy fucking nature or something. Get out of the fucking city.
Right. Well, I'm not in the city.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying people in general.
Oh, people, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, you grew up here.
I know. I'm fucking right next to the woods. I got fucking 15 minutes. I'm up fucking deep woods mountains.
Oh, yeah. But, you know where I am. I'm a half mile from the Elliott's Ranch. Right
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know. You're out there, too.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say that, but then you got to think of how many fucking people are out there. What are the woods going to look like?
Many.
You saw that fucking hippie festival a couple years back.
Yeah, dude, I loved it. I had fucking a great time up there, actually.
I never went. I just saw how they flatten the earth really quick.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people, and you know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I'm just saying, like, if everyone from the city, like if shit goes to shit, and everyone's like, I'm gonna go to the mountains. You know what I mean?
The problem with the Rainbow Festival is that there are thousands of awesome people that are going there that are respectable, clean, awesome people.
Yeah.
But there's like, just like any other
3 times more that is the opposite.
There's groups of people in any large group. There's going to be certain, groups that are going to suck. they have like half of the festival for people that are like respectable and not smoking meth and shooting up, and then they have like half the other people like just hanging out in the parking lot, laying around and shit like that.
Right.
They call them the dirty kids. They just follow shit.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
They just let the well, now the dirty kids are voting for President Biden.
Wait, I had fun with them too, though. I'm not going to say that I didn't.
Oh, I don't know. I never even
back into
went.
town.
I was working and had my fucking kids.
Yeah.
Oh, Crazy was out there fucking being a hoe.
Oh yeah. We won't get into that.
I got to watch the God damn it, what's that called? The goddamn sun, the moon go in front of the sun.
Oh yeah, the eclipse.
The eclipse. So I got to watch that in Fossil, which was literally like the top place on the entire fucking planet to watch that.
Yeah, I watched it in the Best Western parking lot in John Day. It was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm like sitting out there working, and all of a sudden it goes like black.
Yeah.
And the street lights are on, because I was literally like, you look it up where the best place was, and it was like right there where I was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that was fucking cool.
Yeah, within like 3 or 4 hours of like either direction where we were at was like the ideal places to be. But like right where you were at, like you said, is like right in the middle of ideally where it was.
Yeah.
The best.
It went pitch black for me.
Oh yeah. 100%. Us too, yeah.
It was crazy.
It was cool.
And then you got to be like, was that the moon or was that a alien spaceship?
The big fucking shit.
Or was it one of those big ass birds just flying overhead? Fuck. Or was it a goddamn time travel? The world will never know.
Just resetting the Mayan calendar.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. They had to reset their Mayan calendar. That's fucking beautiful. That was a good one. It's probably true. They're like, gotta sketch that last atrocity that didn't fucking exactly happen, but I think it did. But who knows? Better books.
Did you ever hear a couple years ago? I can't. Everything. I need to get back into looking into shit again. Everything's just so like fucking hazy and shit. But I remember they found. I think it was Peru or somewhere like that, where they had that kid. I think he was Canadian. He was like 15 or 16, and he was just triangulating places that had like these like fucking landmarks and shit like that, like the Aztec landmarks all over the fucking, or not Aztec. What am I thinking of? I can't remember. Something like that. It was like landmarks that are all over the world, and he pretty much triangulated a place in the middle of nowhere on Google Maps, and pretty much found like an underground civilization that they've been like pretty much doing archaeological digs on like since he's found them, like for a while ago. I need to like look into it and see what they've actually made
because of a past life of his, right?
I have no clue.
Oh shit! There's a girl, dude.
This kid pretty much was like, hey, like these things are lining up, like the longitude, latitudes, like everything are in like specific areas. I think if we look in like this specific area, like considering where this is placed and this is placed and this is placed, something should be like right around this location. And he pretty much just like dug into where that location should have been and found like a fucking huge ancient civilization.
That's fucking crazy. There's a girl that like got knocked on the fucking head when she was younger, and fucking, I just sent you guys a picture of that fucking bird in the chat. She got knocked on the fucking head when she was younger, like fell down some stairs or some shit, and then the doctor showed up. This is back when they showed up at your house. Said she was clinically dead. A couple minutes later, like she was like waking up, making noise, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "No, she was dead." And she like totally came back as a different person and like didn't understand shit. And her parents took her. Yeah, I think we covered this a little bit, but took her to a fucking Egyptian, or no, it was like a fucking museum. They had dinosaur bones, and then they got to the Egyptian part, and she was like, started like bowing and praying and saying like, "This is my home." And then she ended up being this giant Egyptian researcher, and she plotted out in this city where like this big royal palace garden was and all this shit, and nobody knew how the fuck she knew this. Like she's like literally used to be this person back in the day in Egyptian times, and she was like getting married to like a prince or something. It's crazy. So I mean, there's so many stories like that. So it's like,
what episode is this?
oh, that's a good. We are on episode 10, boy. I don't even fucking know.
What I think we need to do, I'm sorry, we're just going to break the fourth wall here a little bit. What I think we should do is like a 10 episode recap here, maybe in like the next week or so. And we should probably take a little bit of time, listen to the previous episodes, and try to elaborate on some of the dead points that we didn't really get to expand on.
That is a good idea. A fucking episode of the points we didn't get to expand on. Yeah. The only problem with that is we're at about 16 and a half hours of audio content.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So we're going to have to split that shit the fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
If we got time, I can dig through it. I actually could do that in 2 fucking days.
Yeah, I could dig through some stuff too, man. Like, message me more and get back to me a little bit on it. Like, I know I'm kind of like off in the shadows a little bit sometimes, but I have a little bit of times late at night. I can fucking throw my earbuds in and listen a bit and take some notes.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Put a little time into it.
Especially the earlier ones, I think.
Yeah.
I think we could skip the past 3, including this one, so 4, and then those first few ones. I feel like the first 2 or 3 are going to have a bunch of shit. Yes. That came out of my mouth especially, but everyone else's mouth too, that like really need to be dug into. Because I remember when we first started this, I was just like spitting out shit and was like, but we could talk about that another time.
And then, also a lot of things like I haven't looked into in so long. I just feel like an asshole bringing it up and be like, oh, well, I have this information, but this is all I have about it and I can't elaborate on it.
Don't worry. Most of us know at least a little bit about fucking, I don't want to say everything, but pretty damn close.
Yeah, I'm just saying for everybody, anybody listening, if there is anybody listening ever, just saying it sucks to get half a point. You know what I mean?
It does. I mean, it's good. It gives people something to look up to. Yeah, I always like that.
Sure, they can look into it their own too. Also, it gets them interested, so they can kind of go, "Fuck, this bothers me," and look into it themselves.
But it's good to cover it too. Lily was talking about. She's like, I want you guys to do cryptids. And I think we should definitely do a cryptid. That's going to have to be a decision though on which one. Cause she was like cryptids. Like, I'm like, yeah, we could get that done in 2 hours or an hour and a half. Jackass. I was like, the Mothman itself is like a 3-part episode. But I mean, if you want to really deep dive, or we could sum it up, get all the points out. I mean, Sasquatch, fuck, that could go on for years. You know what I mean? But
you know what gets me
too, I think would be
little bit on a lot of this stuff though, is how we have cell phones like with excellent video cameras in our pocket. And in the last 20 years, sightings for mostly everything other than aliens for some reason have gone way down.
You want to know? Well, with the Sasquatch, I can tell you why.
Why's that?
So it's interference. So that guy, you should check him out, Steve from How to Hunt. The reason that oh fuck, does anyone want to help me with this? I don't want to start making up fucking names. Gimlin, the Gimlin film, Patterson Gimlin film.
Oh yes.
That's a real Sasquatch. The reason they caught it on camera is because it was that roll film that they were using back in the 70s. So there's stories about military that report in on this, and one of the ones that really points it out was just a few weeks ago, and they were in like a drone or a helicopter or something. It was a helicopter, I think. And they had those big cameras that like can see everything and zoom in like right up on them, you know? Well, they were looking at the thing and zooming in on it, and it fucking like knew they were looking at it, and it could see it, and it was like able to like disappear and all sorts of shit. So what it is like the people put out trail cameras, right? And they're like, I'm gonna catch a Sasquatch on a trail camera. Well, your camera, these new age cameras put out that fucking that laser, that radiation or whatever it is, whatever it's called. So it's not like the old school cameras. Well, it's like reflecting light and taking it in like the eyeball does. What it's doing is it's like projecting light, bouncing it off of that. So they can see that allegedly. So that's why you don't get a whole lot on it, is they can see it, but also they have the ability. They're like have the ability to interfere with that. There's some videos from actually around this area where I live. There's this really crazy one where it's a older couple, like 50s. They go out all the time and try to record these Sasquatch, and they see them all the time. There's this one where this thing is standing and you don't see it. They're looking, and all of a sudden it looks like it drops something. It's invisible, whatever it is. And it goes running through the bushes. And I'll send you this video, and it's fucking crazy. But
my biggest issue with it is most of the people that claim that they've seen or know things about Sasquatch are just way too sold on it and want to believe it way too much. Like, when you want it that bad and you're not a little bit skeptical, it just kind of like throws me off a little bit. And the people that are like skeptical about it, like, I don't know. It's a hard subject for me, and it's not a matter of if it was a thing. It's a matter of if it still is a thing, because there's obviously proof, like with the Gigantopithecus and all that shit, that something of that sort was a thing. And it's a fucking myth across
the entire world
for a long time.
But like, you gotta check out this guy. So he absolutely hates the mainstream.
That's why. If you could put him towards the direction of somebody that isn't like that fucking creep ass Bobo, whatever the fuck his name is,
shit. That's who he hates. He wants to kick the shit out of them, because the reason they're out there knocking on trees and making whooping noises and shit is to keep. He talks about the circle. He's like, it's just the same fucking circle the whole time, and he's just there telling real stories. Reading people's stories, because he's like, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people with legit stories telling this shit, not coming up with crazy shit, just telling the stories. And it makes him feel better, because he's pissed off that the government is lying to us about it. Because he lived his life, being a guide, and all of a sudden one day he runs into this thing, and he did it 3 or 4 times. And he's like, when you go out in the woods, your government should tell you, like, okay, there's black bears, there's cougars, there's this, there's that. Why the fuck are they lying to you about there being 9 to 10 feet tall fucking giant hairy men out there?
I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and I've been in and out of, the Portland, Eugene area, and then where I'm at here in Eastern Oregon and all that stuff. I've never seen anything like that or anything.
I agree. I haven't either.
I can't discredit people that like are avid hunters that grow up in this area. Like, there's a lot of people that have been in the area for a long time that have said that they've seen stuff, that are people that have spent a lot of times in the fucking woods. They know what they see. They know if they've seen a bear walking around on its hind legs. They know if they've seen a fucking elk that was, in a high density area with a lot of trees or something like that. Like, they know what they're looking at for the most part. Like, I'm interested in hearing from people like that, but
I think I've heard the whoops.
You have to
just listening to audio from the 70s the other day.
Decent people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what he's saying is like, there's crazy people out there. There's people that'll want attention. He's talking about like, he says hundreds of thousands. I'm going to say millions of reports. It's not just reports. It's people's fucking stories from all years, from everything. And you don't catch it on camera because it's not a fucking animal. It's an advanced being, and it has the ability to go invisible. And like, these stories that become prevalent of these invisible creatures that look like the Predator from the movie The Predator. Yeah. When he's invisible, reflecting light, and people are coming up with stories. And these are like regular fucking ass country people, hunters, and I mean, all sorts of different people and shit. And you get the wild ones, like the one I heard of today. That was wild, but most of the stories are like, no, this is fucking like, here's the story.
It kind of reminds me of another thing that I need to do in a hurry, because they're so goddamn old, is I need to get a recording of Tom and Bill Elliott talking about the cattle mutilations.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I would love that.
Those guys are old school, no bullshit, grew up in the middle of nowhere cowboys. They do not lie about anything. And I sat and I listened to Bill and Keith Elliott, not Tom. Tom is their son. Yeah. But Bill or one of their sons, sorry, they're not gay. They're not an old gay cowboy couple. It's not Brokeback Mountain.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I hope not. I'm pretty sure they're brothers, so it would be kind of a weird situation. But anyway, just listening to them talk about it, because like they're confused. They're genuinely, they don't know what to say about it. Like they've seen it with their own eyes. These people have been cowboys their whole life. They've hunted their whole lives. They've taken apart fucking hundreds of plus animals. You know what I mean? They've harvested and broke down a lot of fucking game. And these people said that they've never seen anything like it. Anything like it. And I don't know, it'd be nice to just sit down and talk with them and have them go into detail on exactly what they've seen.
Fuck, it's gonna be hard to find this video, but I swear to God, I'll find it and send it to you. You're gonna shit your pants because you're gonna watch it like 50 times like I did, and you're gonna go, what the fuck am I? Because you're trying to look at the part where it moves. And it's right there. I mean, it's like fucking 35 feet away. And they like stop, and the chick's looking at the camera, and it just like, it looks like it drops down and runs on all fours, but you can't see it is the fucking thing. It's crazy. And it's like, it's not video editing. Like these are fucking people from, I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're here in Oregon. They're fucking in my area somewhere. And it's batshit fucking, I mean, it's not blurry. It's not anything. You'll see it and you're going to go, what the fuck am I looking at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nutty. I mean, like Steve said the other week, he said, go out with the old fucking camera on film. And I don't know how you're going to do it in the darkness, but that's the only way you're going to get them on it. And it has something to do with them being able to manipulate the fucking, that light, but also they can see it. So they don't go walking in front of your trail cams.
Yeah.
But you can get hair from them just like you do from a bear, which is to put like meat and your food and shit on a fucking tree, slap some sappy shit on it. Like some sappy shit. So when they touch it, it like grabs some hair that's loose and sticks to it. That's how they've gotten most of their DNA. And it comes back almost 100% human.
Yeah.
But Jay, I saw you had something to say a minute ago. Jay. He's like, shut up, Austin. Motherfucker.
That's fine.
I knew he had
was a
something
little
to say.
quiet on my end earlier. Was he all right on your side?
Oh, he was quiet. He must have been a little distance from his phone.
Yeah.
I was going to judge him too hard.
Hello?
He's cold.
Oh, it's all good?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound good now.
Okay. Yeah, and I forgot what I was going to say.
So Brandon was saying something about fucking nobody having any catching Sasquatch on camera. Then I was talking about Steve, and then he was talking about all these dumbasses that make these fucking shows and make it super fucking ridiculous.
Oh, the cameras. Is it the infrared light on those trail cameras?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be that, because those old school wind up cameras, it's all mechanical, right? There's no light, there's no.
Yeah, so they take in the light, the old school camera. That's why you had to do them in the dark. So they take in the light, and then the new ones, they project that invisible light that we can't see, and capture a reflection off of that. It's still kind of the same process, except one's producing light, the other one's not. Because if we could see that light, it'd be annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like the whole hex system that guy created here in John Day with the deer. Now everybody uses it everywhere for like sharks and shit too.
Are you talking about camo?
No, hex. It's an electronic impulse system. They use them in like what are they called? The wetsuits, and they use them in what's it called?
I've never heard of this.
You haven't?
No.
Okay, you remember Caitlin Slinkert and Ashley Slinkert?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, you remember? You know why they were so rich?
I'm guessing you're about to tell me.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you. Their dad literally created a system. I think he like practiced with fish and shit like that. and pretty much they sense a lot of electromagnetic impulses. And so when deer, like when you don't make a sound and you're just standing there in the middle of the fucking woods and a deer all of a sudden looks up and turns around and sees you and you don't know why, there's no wind, there's no nothing, no this. Well, I guess there is like some kind of, electromagnetic impulse field that's at play here. And he has like created pretty much a suit that negates all these electromagnetic impulses. So let's say like you're wading through the water and like your movements and stuff or like are scaring the fuck out of all the fish.
Putting out energy instead of a rock doing it. Holy shit, Brandon. I had no idea.
Like literally you can look up videos of this guy going up to deer. Like deer are afraid of people here for the most part, unless they're town deer that are feeding off apples and shit in people's yard. But like deer know that people are enemies and that are trying to fucking kill you here. Like he has like multiple videos that you can look up right now. It's HECS, Hex. And like divers use it, surfers use it, hunters use it. Like look it up, man. It's some pretty crazy shit.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah. So maybe something like that would, I don't know anything about Sasquatch or I'm not going to speculate on any of that, but like, maybe something like that would like increase the chances of, if it were a thing, it increase the chances of like being able to negate that whole
the frequencies.
Sense. Yeah.
I mean, they have the intelligence of people, though. Those animals are just reading off shit. But that's crazy that you say electromagnetic pulse. That's also what spirits put off when ghost hunting. The EMP.
Well, the thing
readers.
is, too, if a defensive animal could use that, like, what if it was an animal that has a little bit more heightened predatorial senses, or if not predatorial, just like a little bit more of like a higher thought process, you know what I mean? Because like, a lot of animals like rabbits and deer and shit like that, like they process things a lot different than predators do. Predators are a lot more cunning and have a little bit more deeper thought process because they have to actually hunt and kill to survive. They're not just eating grass and shit like that. They have to have a little bit deeper thought process other than just walk around and survive.
That is true, but the prey are always
have to worry about it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure which one is well, because the predator doesn't have to worry about. That is interesting to think about. So what if?
How many times does prey get away though? Like that's another thing on the flip side. Like, you got to think like which sense would be stronger with the ability to get away or the ability to actually trap and hunt.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? A successful hunt, like how often percentage wise does that happen compared to like a successful evasion?
Right. And humans have both instincts counteracting each other.
And that's what I'm saying. Like if something else had something like that going on.
Exactly. Like, that's fucking nutty, bro.
Yeah.
I've never even thought about this. About how they've been known to attack as well as forage and hide. Yeah. I mean, so they do have the capacity, the brain capacity. They've been like tied to a lot of isn't Amanita muscaria mushroom strips and shit like that, or is it a different mushroom that they're tied to? Animated muscaria? The fucking the Amanita muscaria, isn't it the red cap mushroom? I have no correlation between Sasquatch and mushrooms. You need to look it up. I'm pretty sure there is one. I'm gonna have to check that out. I have not heard that at all, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I know the natives. I know that there was one with the Amanita muscaria and Santa Claus and presents and shit like that, but I'm pretty sure I think there was a mushroom that was tied in with that too. Probably. I mean, the natives, use that a lot. And allegedly the elders used to be able to sit down in a circle with like 7 of them and they wouldn't talk, but they could communicate just by sitting there and like with their minds. You know what I mean? Like they'd have a whole conference fucking just sitting there around each other being quiet. It's crazy. Like, which psychedelic drugs you can definitely feel something like that. Oh, I know you can. And that's not just in your head. Psychedelics, yeah. Like when I've taken acid, multiple times when I'm like fucked up on hallucinogenics, I can see the blood flow in people. I can see the blood under your skin. And I don't know, that's not completely normal. Some people have had that, but I literally am. Like I've fucking watched people when they get angry while I'm on psychedelics and
Yeah,
watch
it's not
the
a
blood
fun
flow
experience.
rush to their face. And
Yeah.
it's weird because in normal
Hard
life, you can't,
experience.
hey, you can't see that though. Like in normal life.
It's been years and years and years since I've like done any psychedelics or anything like that. But I
Same.
used to frequently do mushrooms, and you definitely pick up on more sensitive.
There's definitely something there beside your fucking
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And that's part of it too. Like Joe Rogan loves to talk about that, like how man developed, but you know, that's just a big fucking joke anyway. We didn't come from fucking monkeys. That's all part of the plan from the same people that are running the plan today that we're dealing with.
Ooh,
I don't
that
know.
goes back to our subject. Are we chimeras?
And I have an answer for you, Jay.
Yeah.
I believe that we are the least human thing that has ever lived on this entire planet for any sort of amount of time.
Ooh. Yeah.
Like I said, Noah from the ark. And when you go to the original biblical versions of stories, is that when you read the Bible, when you start reading it, just start reading it in the first couple pages, first few pages, Brandon. Anybody, pick up the book, watch it. It'll take 10, 15 minutes to start reading the very first pages.
I can't read.
Well, listen to it, damn it. Anyway.
Okay. Oh yeah, audiobooks.
Oh, it's
Thank
not
you.
like crazy religion. Just hold up. I got something for you. So it talked about the first people after Adam and Eve, right? And it starts talking about how many years they lived. It talks about these people living 800 years, 900 years long. Right? Now, allegedly, when Noah and his wife went down or whatever, like Noah's wife had sons, or they had sons, and their sons' wives had Nephilim, allegedly Nephilim. And the story that I've been saying is that the Nephilim were the Sasquatch, these giants. Now, I might be wrong. I might be completely opposite. And I guess the definition of Nephilim has changed over time. Nephilim now is pretty much between an angel and a human. It used to mean a hero. So when I heard this today, I was thinking about that movie Hercules from Disney. He's a Nephilim. Hercules is. Now, so the definition has changed. It used to mean hero. It used to mean like a good, someone that took care of people or the people. And allegedly, yeah, when Noah's and his wives, allegedly, their burial site, which was a huge rock formation as like a casket, was that Noah's wife was 18 feet fucking tall. And he was taller. And that those bones, according to what the government had aged them at, that they were about 500 and something years old. As in they had lived for 500 and something years old before they died. Therefore, we, over these years, whether from like sin or like fluoride or something else, something manipulating us, which could be angels, aliens, whatever the fuck, is that we are now at the most simplistic time we've ever been. Maybe humans weren't small back in the day. Maybe something else was. That's what you look. They lie and lie and lie. They tell us we were smaller and smaller and smaller until we were fucking monkeys, and then we were rodents, and then we were fish. What if we've been here? I mean, because I don't believe in the whole dinosaur propaganda. I think that was something else. I don't think there were these fucking dinosaur creatures running around. But you do know that everything was bigger back then. So who's to say that we weren't fucking 18, 20 feet tall? Didn't realize it because everything else around us was bigger. It'd just be like today. You know what I mean? Everything's smaller, proportionated. But that we are literally the born victims of the desecration of the image of God in biblical terms.
Dang.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking earlier today. I was like, that's fucking insane. And so therefore the Sasquatch are not some crazy fucking critter in the woods, some alien, some sort of evil Nephilim type fucking demon thing. That they are actually shorter and they are closer to humans than they are closer to the original humans that were created by God. Because they may live to be 200 years old, who knows? But they're not living the 900 years old when it all started. Straight out of the fucking Bible. Out of multiple Bibles. It's pretty fucking crazy. So, I don't know. And like I said in the last episode, I feel like we are very far from where we should be. I believe we should be in the fucking woods, all of us. I feel like that we should be working as a team to just survive and live life. What does that mean now compared to what it meant 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we working jobs to pay somebody else's bills? Why are we doing this diplomatic shit? Why do we have all these emotions, problems? Ideal is when life is actually could be so fucking simple of just survive, food, water, shelter. And after that, you just living. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty fucking crazy when you break it down, but yeah, allegedly fucking, and the Bible. I mean, the first fucking couple pages, it starts telling about how long people lived. Well, how big were these people to have lived so long? Know what I mean? I'm not saying bigger you are, the longer you live, but maybe if you look at time, technically the smallest shit takes them most, right? We got dog years, we got cat years, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, the bigger people get nowadays, though, usually they die a lot quicker, though.
Yeah,
or they
yeah.
wish they were dead because their knees are blown out by the time they're 26.
Yeah, but that's a genetic thing comparable to the, you know what I mean? It's genetics. Oh, yeah. It's not like a whole.
If they were proportionate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like we got Sasquatch out there that are like 10 to 12 feet tall, and we're like, fuck, they're giants, but are they giants? And then Brandon, like that goes to where you were talking about the Gigantopithecus. Right.
Yeah, it was 100% like supposedly, if it's like actually a thing, they say it's actually a thing. You know what I mean? There's a long line of things that are like that too that have different variations. You know what I mean? There's, I can't like name off the top of my head, but yeah, just Google the Gigantopithecus and fucking look at a picture of what they thought they looked like and tell me if that looks like a Sasquatch to you or not.
Oh, I know what they portray. I fuck, dude. I mean, I can't trust anything they say. When it comes to dinosaurs, I think they took bones and put them together. That's what I think. I'm
very skeptical on a lot of things, and a lot of people hate my view because they're like, well, what do you think of this? And my answer for most questions is I have no clue and I don't even know where to start. Well, What about this? I have no fucking clue and I don't know where to start.
Right.
I speculate and try to make things up and like say what sounds good to me, but I don't fucking know.
None of us fucking know. I just like playing with the connections. Yeah, I mean, we could like go like, oh, this makes sense when it's connected to this. Not saying it's real. Not saying. And the
more
true.
that you look into stuff, the more that you realize that you really don't fucking know at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then, I mean, you'll hit connections though, and you're like, but that leads down a whole nother aisle of like, I have no fucking clues.
And then you realize, man, I wasted so much time on this and it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah.
And then the opposite sometimes too, though, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, fuck everything, I guess, has some sort of lessons in it when it comes down to it. But Yeah. What is your opinion on this? I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you what I've heard, tell you what I've fucking come across.
Here,
How
this
it's
is what I made up
interesting.
real quick, and I'm gonna stick right to it because I've buried my
Yeah.
thoughts so much, and you're wrong.
Fuck. Well, half of the shit we're hearing today is exactly that. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
This,
Like,
Yeah.
people aren't wanting to learn; they're wanting to be right, and they're wanting to be better.
well, look at the
Like, I get-
manipulation. The crowd was cheering "fuck Joe Biden," and the chick's like, "Do you hear that, Brandon? They're really cheering for you. Let's go, Brandon." You know what I mean? You think she did that on accident? Fuck no. She didn't. That bitch ain't deaf. You know what I mean? That bitch knew what she was doing. She's trying to manipulate us through the media. And they made a very big mistake.
Oh, shit. Why did I not even bring this up yet? How the fuck? I'm so glad we didn't sign off without bringing this up. Did you guys see the Rittenhouse shit that got released?
Yes.
No.
Oh, God, you are in for a fucking treat, Austin. Right?
Am I going to be mad or am I going to be happy?
Austin, why'd I be bringing it up with this much enthusiasm if you were going to be mad?
I don't fucking know. People love seeing me mad.
You're going to be happy, Austin. That's all I got to say. Go get off this whenever we get off this and go look into it because I don't even want to spoil it for you.
Oh, fuck. Spoil it for me. Let's go.
Spoil it for you.
Be my news lady for me. Be sexy.
What I've seen, they had these aerial views of everything that happened. So, during riots and shit, they have been getting aerial footage of almost everything that's been going down.
Oh, I wonder where that's coming from. Elon.
Yeah,
Elon.
So anyway, they have some pretty great substantial evidence of these people starting shit with him. Not only from people's personal cell phones on the ground and the video that they've already had, but they also triangulated it from the sky. And so they have images from exactly how it started, where it started, and then have all of the audio tied together. And so they pretty much have it set in stone from start to finish, how it happened, why it happened, and what they could have done to pretty much avoid it. And he, from what I'm gathering, is pretty much not 100% innocent, but gonna get pretty much a slap on the wrist, if not anything, because
he shouldn't get anything.
I agree.
He shouldn't get a fucking thing.
That, the one thing that he did that is wrong, and if you could see me, I don't think it was wrong at all. Hold on one second.
Oh, I can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's probably got a client. Yeah, that's fucking that kid shouldn't get nothing.
But I'll be right back. But yeah, he's pretty much, from what I'm gathering, he's not going to get in very much trouble or it's going to get thrown out.
Good. I'm going to have to fucking make Rittenhouse t-shirts.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'll go back in real quick and I'll explain it a little bit better.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank fucking God. Amen on that one, brah.
But yeah, yep. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, yeah. Long story short, pretty much what I just said, I just didn't get to finish it off. They have very, very substantial evidence at this point that is probably in his favor.
Good. Something good is happening. Actually, a lot of good. This broke today.
I think it was either today or yesterday. I don't know. My days kind of run together when I work nights.
Right. Got you. Fucking a lot of good shit happened today too. Fucking Canada reversed their vaccine implicative policy. Because they were told pretty much hey, you guys are lying. 70 to 80% of our staff is not vaccinated. And if we fire these people, this whole fucking healthcare system's going down. It's going down. We're fucked. Okay. And they got free healthcare too. So they're like, you're super fucked. You're fuckity fucked. And so Canada just backed up on that. That's awesome. Good fucking news. Kyle Rittenhouse has been in jail for way too fucking long.
Do you remember back when CNN pretty much photoshopped that video to make it look like that guy didn't have a gun?
I don't even remember a guy having a gun.
So the guy that he shot in the arm.
I probably watched the CNN video.
Remember the guy he shot in the arm?
Wait, was fuck.
He got
So
attacked with the
I
guy
remember
with the
someone
skateboard.
throwing a bag at him.
Yep, and then he shot that guy, and then he ran off, and then another two guys tried to. I think it was another two guys. I haven't seen the video since it happened.
Yeah,
Another
it is two guys. And then I
tried to
remember
attack
the
him.
guy
He stopped the guy with
attacking
the
him with a skateboard.
and then he shot the other guy right through the bicep, and he still had a gun in his hand, and he couldn't drop it because his arm was fucked, obviously.
Yeah.
And he literally, they have clear as day video of the guy holding a pistol and running away screaming, and they fucking doctored the footage to make it look like he was holding like a cell phone or something. Like they pretty much like blurred it out pretty much to make it look like
them deep
you can
fake
tell he had something in his hand,
motherfuckers
but
at
you
it
weren't
again.
sure exactly what it was. And so they were trying to like make it look like this guy was like shot and attacked. I don't know about you. You can go online right now, go to YouTube and look up the South Padre gangster and watch somebody get attacked by a skateboard. It's devastating, dude.
Yeah.
You could kill somebody easily with a fucking skateboard.
I mean, you can kill somebody easily with fucking almost anything.
Oh,
if you got the fucking strength or the willpower.
Somebody that I know got in a fight with one of their best friends who also lived close to them. He fucking hit him one time, fell down, hit his head on the concrete, and fucking died right there.
Yep.
You know, the shot didn't even hurt him really that much. It was him falling and hitting his head.
I mean, anything can be a dangerous weapon. Ask the, you know what I mean? Like, go fucking ask a prisoner. You know what I mean? They turn toothbrushes into fucking nuclear weapons over there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's funny with me. Like, it kind of ties in with the whole correlation when people say like Bruce Lee invented MMA or this guy invented MMA.
Yeah.
So fucking naive and dumb, in my opinion, to think that way, because like, man has been literally creating ways to hurt other people,
to kill other, yeah.
Time. That's like just in our nature.
The
to
beginning
kill.
of fucking time. It
and
started with like a rock.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like,
it started with a rock with Cain and Abel, bro. That is exactly where.
And it started even before that, probably.
Well, biblical.
I'm just fucking around. Yeah,
I know. Yeah. Well, for real though, like you could fucking use anything to kill somebody with. I mean. You know, 2 teaspoons of water, someone can drown it. You know, I mean, like, you can kill somebody.
Pancration in wrestling and boxing are 3 original Olympic games, and that was, you know, aren't the Olympic Games predated before Christ?
I have no fucking idea.
I don't know exactly how early the Olympic Games started, but like, literally,
probably,
you know, a long ass fucking time ago, they've had fucking, you know, forms of combat to learn how to fucking fuck people up.
I mean, Cain and Abel was like right after Adam and Eve were born. That's way before, you know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, fucking. I mean, what assholes chase a kid with a gun? I mean, he's fucking. I mean, kid or adult or not, what? If I have a gun and you're chasing me.
If I have a gun and you have a skateboard and you're chasing me, I'm going to shoot you.
I'm going to shoot you if you're chasing me and I just have a gun and I don't see anything in your fucking hands. There's a reason, you know what I mean? What does he have?
If I'm scared
he's about to
life,
use that he thinks is going to beat my, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If I'm scared for my life, which I really haven't been in too many situations like that, I would shoot. Like, you'd have to shoot somebody. What are you going to do? Are you going to die?
He did a good job. I'm glad he fucking got the shots off the way he did.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say I was more impressed with his composure as a child than anything else.
Yeah, he's lucky he got those fucking shots off like that. He's lucky.
Send that guy overseas, man. That kid deserves a fucking award. Like,
yeah, he does.
To react he did.
Yeah, I mean,
that kid is born for
he
it,
got
man.
fucking tackled or whatever, and he fell, turned around, and shot the. I mean, fuck.
As he was getting a fucking truck from a skateboard swung at his fucking head.
Has anybody seen a zombie movie? You know what I mean? Like, that's straight out of a fucking movie. Like, you turn over with your gun, and you shoot them right before they fucking clobber your ass. Yeah. I mean, that kid lived that, you know.
Yep.
They're like, oh, he's fucked because he was fucking from a different. Fuck that. He was protecting businesses or whatever. I don't even care. He was
like 40. He was like 30 minutes or 40 minutes from the border, though. People make it sound like it wasn't his hometown. I don't give a fuck about a state line, dude. 30 minutes from your house is your hometown.
It's America. They're burning shit down. He went there with a gun to protect himself, not to fucking intimidate. Obviously, he wasn't there to intimidate, or else people wouldn't be fucking attacking him.
Yeah.
With a fucking
if he was the aggressor, he would be laying on the
dude.
ground getting a skateboard swung at his head before he pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Which I guess he did pull the trigger and killed somebody before that. But from what we're gathering, I guess that the guy that got shot in the first place kind of agitated the whole situation anyway. So
I don't know what kind of fucking cunt you gotta be to fucking attack someone with a gun, but you're a dead cunt in my eyes.
Hey,
You know what I
and
mean?
I'm sorry to be this guy again, but he killed a confirmed child molester.
Yeah,
Sorry, but
and good for him. We should
know what I mean?
fucking get a standing ovation, and I guarantee when they fucking say he's innocent, I guarantee there's gonna be video. Maybe not in that courtroom, but if not in that courtroom, outside of that courtroom, and that's exactly what he's gonna fucking get is a standing fucking ovation.
Which he did, yeah.
And he fucking deserves it. Good for fucking him, man. Standing up. It's sad. You gotta have a fucking minor stand up for the fucking United States of America when all these fucking adults want. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. Stand up for what you fucking believe in. He didn't go there to kill people.
No.
But he probably went there going, I got a gun, no one's gonna fucking hurt me. And then he realized, like, oh my God, everyone's fucking attacking me. I'm gonna get hurt. And he's going, I got a gun. Who knows what they were saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that shit and fucking kill you with
I
it.
still want
You know
to
what I mean?
know,
I
though,
could see that coming out of somebody's mouth real quick, and you're
what
dead.
I want to figure
You
out
know?
is what was thrown at him and like what agitated the shit in the first place. Like,
I'm sure it was words. I'm sure he fucking threw whatever at him, and then he was like, "I'm gonna take that fucking shit and blow your brains up," or some shit like that. And the kid got scared and shot the fucking guy. Good. I guarantee there's no, I mean, he's not a fucking school shooter. You know, he didn't just go there to, you know, he's like, went there with protection, and then somebody said some real shit with real attitude and real action. And he was like, I'm not going to die today.
Yeah, he was the one reacting. He wasn't the one causing it.
No. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what they are proving here soon. We'll know more in a couple days. That's why a lot of people like to jump into these situations and just fucking slam people one way or the other, and it's just not a smart thing to do, man. Like,
he killed a pedophile. He's done more good than fucking Joe Biden has being the president of the goddamn United States.
Kick your feet up, wait 6 months, and let the fucking information roll out before you start just throwing shit in there.
I knew he was in the right when he started walking towards them cops with a fucking AR attached to his fucking chest. Threw his hands up, and they threw him a water bottle.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
They probably watched it happen.
I mean, fucking, you're gonna fucking let all these fucking people act like fucking like literally fucking criminals burning down this fucking city. You know what I mean? What do you expect, bruh? You know what I mean? Like, that's my question. You think you have the right to go and make felony after felony after felony. You know what I mean? You're burning down buildings, which could be attempted murder. You don't know if someone's in there. None of these motherfuckers knew if anyone was in there sleeping. They could be sleeping. They could be in there. They could be homeless. They could be anything in their fucking buildings. That's my thing. Burning down fucking buildings because you're a fucking rotten cunt. You know what I mean? Because you want reparations from some shit that didn't happen yet, or because you're fucking mad that the president of the United States is making the world a better place. And oh fuck, man. Yeah. I get on this conversation forever, but for real. And then exactly. And I mean, arson is a big fucking charge.
Have you checked out Jesse on Everything yet?
On what?
Jesse on Everything, the YouTube channel.
No, I gotta check that out.
He just started. You know how much I love MMA. He's an MMA guy. His MMA channel is Jesse on Fire. So just ignore that channel because it's 100% MMA. But check out his Jesse on Everything channel. And he does some deep dives. He's the kind of person you'll like. He's kind of an arrogant fucking asshole, kind of a fucking dick that rubs.
Oh, I like him. He's talking shit about Colin Kaepernick. I'm fucking 100% on this one.
You look back at his older stuff. Like, go back and listen to him. And as soon as you hear him talk for about 3 minutes, you'll go, fuck yeah, I'm going to listen to everything this guy's ever made. Because, like, he has some information that you'll like. I don't know. He just does shit a little differently. He's pretty good at it, too.
Yeah. Oh, fucking good news. That
and the good thing is a lot of people don't know about him at all. He's a fresh dude. He only has like fucking 8,000 views on his videos on a lot of them. Like, not a lot of people listen to his shit.
Hey, we're fresh too. We only got like 9,000 views on our videos. I'm just kidding. We're not there yet, but we're going to hit it one of these days. You just wait. Yeah. So yeah, the way YouTube works is like all of a sudden in like one day you'll blow the fuck up with the algorithm. But once we do, we're probably gonna get removed. So fingers crossed we don't get too fucking lit up and looked at, because as soon as we do, we're gonna get removed off of YouTube.
Just start another one.
Well, not on YouTube. We'll fucking hit it. Well, we're on Spotify. We're on everything, so we'll be good. But that'll be our following. So I guess it's good if it happens. But yeah, we're fucking done with YouTube as soon as we get picked up.
Oh yeah.
If they spend the fucking time listening to all of our shit, we're fucked. We're fuckity fucked. Unless something changes.
Like, these kids are retards. Who cares?
They're probably like fucking, oh shit, these motherfuckers talking, but they didn't got nothing popping off. So yeah, as soon as we pop off though, fucking, oh shit, we're fucked, man. Which I will never be PC. I'm sorry. I apologize for nothing, but I am sorry. I will never be PC.
Why not, bro? You're not PC, bro?
Because I believe in the First Amendment. You either believe in the Constitution or you don't. You either believe in freedom or you don't. Shout out to the Hodge twins. That's what they say. You either believe in the freedom.
I avoided them for as long as I could, but man, they kind of go a little over the top for me sometimes. I'll sit there and I'll like, yeah, that sounds good. And I'm like, okay, guys, like step back a little bit. Like I understand that
they're comedians. Yeah, some of the shit they're
like Alex Jones. Alex Jones even admits like, yeah, he has a lot of truth to his stuff, but he's a performance artist at the end of the day too. They got him his views.
Intense, bro. Intensity. Yeah. Oh, they're fucking good. I love the Hodge twins. I love Alex too. Yeah. He's over the fucking top. Sometimes I'm just like, fuck, man, but he's good. He's really good. You can tell he's been doing it for 20 something fucking years. Yeah, I mean, like he's fucking genius at his art when it comes to stirring the shit pot for sure. But
yeah, like Rush Limbaugh was the same way, man.
Yeah.
He fucking pissed people off. He's another guy that has a lot of points that I can agree with, but at the same time, I listen to some of his other stuff and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Just say you hate black people and call it a night.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot of Rush Limbaugh's shit. Everyone else has, but me, I don't know.
There's a lot of things, like I'm saying, there's a lot of things that I can agree with and I see his point with, but fuck, dude, like, he's a little on the black and white side. He's not a very gray area kind of guy.
Fucking, there's this liberal that works in the same building as me, and I guess he went up to like the owner of my business is his wife, and was like joking at her that Rush Limbaugh died, and she was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you celebrating or making jokes?" Laughing about a human being dying. But that's the mindset of the left, dude. They're like, they love fucking their opposition dying or being tortured or having horrible shit happen to them. And that's the difference between us, though, is like, I don't want no pain on nobody. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, I love a guy that punches down, though. I'm sorry. But
yeah. I know, I like it. I like it. But he was like,
politics are one of those things that like people punch down in a way that's different. They punch down personally. That's not comedy. I like it. I like it when it's fun, but like people do it in a way that's like to just like,
I like
rub it in
tripping
your face.
People as they're fucking about to fall for sure.
Yeah.
I'd rather fight somebody up top though. I'd rather throw punches. I'd rather.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like when Kobe died and like Ari Shaffir just shit all over him, everybody like freaked out. Like Ari Shaffir just like. They like acted like they've never heard of Ari Shaffir before. Like the dude.
I like Ari.
Everybody.
I like Ari. He's a little fucking off though with some of his shit.
Oh, 100%. That's why I like him so much. He dosed a guy with fucking psychedelic drugs in front of his family like 2 hours before he was supposed to go.
He seems a little rapey. Like if I had to say, like as a person, he's probably a little.
I heard that guy gets so much ass. He's probably not pretty rapey. I highly doubt it.
We'll see. We'll see in the next couple of years if he has some people come out.
He seemed like one of those goofy nerds that kind of like developed later, and now just
Yeah,
It does whatever
he
wants.
does, but his comedic humor kind of fucking leans a little different. I don't know, man. I'm not too sure, but
He's just he's the most punch down comedian that you could possibly ever imagine.
fuck,
As soon
he's
as
got a whole
anything,
fucking show on YouTube. What do you mean he's punched down? That motherfucker making money off my.
oh no. I'm just saying he kicks motherfuckers when they're down, and he does it on
Oh
purpose.
yeah. Oh, he's
Like,
funny. Yeah, he's got a
but
dark
he
sense of
doesn't do
humor.
it in like I guess he does it in a way to be hurtful, but he does it to everybody. He will
It's
do it
tasteful.
if his fucking mother died, he would be like, that bitch, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. He would totally destroy his mother, too. It's not
Yeah.
like he's doing it because he hates the person. He's doing it because that's his way to grieve. Even if he doesn't like the person, that's just his way to.
Right.
acknowledge it.
Gotcha. He needs counseling.
Yes.
I know. You could make a joke about, well, pretty much everything.
His counseling is like going to the middle of Peru and getting rid of his cell phone and just doing psychedelic drugs
Yeah.
with tribes people for 3 months.
I get it. I know I do. I've listened to him a lot. He's good, but I mean, fuck, we all have a fucking limit until it starts reflecting like your humor on like
He has fuck you money
problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get that.
Like, where does that come
definitely
from? Where is the darkness in Arsh for? You know what I mean? Like, what's that come from? And then, like, if that's revealed, like, is his jokes funny anymore? Like, or is it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No, I'm saying. So it's good to have dark humor. Not everyone can do it. It's good, but like some shit, I don't think should be like really joked about because it's not funny. There's a lot more. There's a lot more shit that's funny than some of the shit that's not funny, and then it kind of shows like some weird shit in it. But no, I haven't seen anything that's really like too fucked up with him. I think he's fucking hilarious.
A lot of those people like associated with Rogan were having some like rapey things going on, like Brian Callen, I guess. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I guess Brian Callen got in a little bit of trouble for something. What is that other guy? He's sexy as hell. I can't remember his name, but he was one of Joe Rogan's good friends, and he got in trouble for like grooming kids and shit. Like, God damn it. Hold on. I got to get on Google, fucking talk about something to distract whoever's listening for a fucking minute, man. I can't remember this guy's name. I was never really a fan of him.
Good.
Chris D'Ello? Chris D'Ello.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to fucking look it up. Just put a face.
He got in trouble for like grooming like 15, 16-year-old girls, and not just one of them, but like multiple girls. And he's like a good looking dude. Like he's like jacked, has like long, pretty hair. Like he's funny as shit. He's a comedian. He has money, and then he's like trying to fuck kids.
What?
From what I hear, I don't know. I don't want to like throw him straight under the bus, but
I can't find him. How do you spell his last name?
D.
Yeah.
E-L-I-A.
Oh, Dila. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I mean, but look at this guy. If you saw this guy at a fucking park by himself, what the fuck would you think, man?
Well, you know, I think he looks a little creepy, but he's like jacked and has money and is in like L.A. or something like that. Like, there's not a shortage. There's not a shortage of 20-year-old hot girls in L.A., dude. Like, why do you have to bang kids?
I'm telling you, because this is how these fucking weirdos fucking work, dude. Know what I mean?
It's just odd to me. He's 41 years old, and this happened just a couple years ago.
It's not odd. It's fucking evil, man.
I just don't understand the difference between like if you're 40 and you like young girls, like, okay, gross, but cool, that's your thing.
Date a fucking 20-year-old. You're right. Yeah. No, he doesn't like young girls. He likes innocent fucking children is what he likes. Yeah, exactly. It's a fucking elite shit. It all goes in the same. It's evil, Brandon.
Like, is 20 really not young enough? Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, it's not. It's not for fucking weirdos like that. You know what I mean? Like, who knows what else he does? He probably goes to the fucking same group meetings where they're torturing and killing fucking babies that were just born from a fucking 12-year-old little girl. You know what I mean?
So like, from what I gathered, he's like a real life dentist from fucking Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
No shit. Yeah, fucking dentistry is like the most depressive fucking job ever, I guess. They commit the most suicides out of like everybody. But Jay, do you have any input or anything you want to say?
Nope. Just keep going.
All right.
I like this conversation.
He's digging the shit. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. All right. So what else, Brandon? What else? Why are your favorite comedians fucking pedophiles?
I don't know. Honestly, I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan just for the people that he has on. Joe Rogan, especially in the last like 4 or 5 years, has really actually kind of got on my nerves more than anything. And
I know. Well, he's the gatekeeper for the CIA.
I have a hard time wanting to listen to him anymore because he just reiterates the same shit with different people over and over and over and over. And then he'll interrupt people over and over and over that have new information to repeat shit that he's already mentioned 30 fucking times. It's like, dude, let people talk. Like, he's good at it sometimes, but at other times, like, he'll fucking ruin great points that are going to be made and then interrupt them. And then they just get totally off track.
Yeah, dude, that's oh fuck. I mean, I like Joe Rogan as a person and like a lot of the shit he does and talks about and everything, but I 150% believe he's a CIA gatekeeper.
I don't know about anything. I have no clue.
So like he's allowed to talk about a lot of shit, especially a lot of shit on the curve, on the edge. But he's made to like mock certain people or put certain ideals down, even though it's just the same legitimacy as the shit that he's fucking believing or anything. And I don't know, I want to talk too much shit on Joe Rogan, but I guess like he's a fake hunter for one.
He's one of those guys that like
he's a city boy fucking pretending to live a life he's never lived.
That is 100% true. Like, I will say, like, he is a hardcore dude. He works his ass off. He does this, he does that. But, like, realistically, that guy is spread so thin, he doesn't have time to just go do that kind of shit. He can pay for a video camera crew to come out and him to wear his fucking $25,000 suit and go out and shoot a fucking giant-ass elk on a fucking farm-raised ranch and all that shit and pretend that he didn't. But, like, I'm sure he goes off and, like, goes certain places and hunts certain areas and shit like that that are a little bit more difficult. But I'm guaranteed that his hands held through most of it. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's just, it goes down to the point, like, how much money do you need?
And I'm not saying he didn't work his ass off before or after or to harvest it, but he's working with people like Cameron Haynes and the guys from the Meat Eater crew. Like, those guys know what the fuck they're doing, and they can have average people hunt pretty well. I'm not saying that Joe Rogan's an average hunter because he's a fucking great archer. I can only imagine how good he is with a rifle. He's, obviously in way better shape than any of us, but at the same time, like, he didn't grow up in this shit, and I don't know.
I think Joe Rogan is completely a different person in person than he, like, with his family than he is you know what I mean? So I think, like, taking that in, that, like, who we think we know Joe Rogan is completely fucking 100%. Wrong right off the top. I'm not saying he's not part of the Illuminati or anything like that. He has been around for a long time, made many fucking deals. There's a big reason why he quit YouTube, went to Spotify, though, and it's definitely management. I'm a huge
fan of his. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm obviously
it is cool. It is.
There
cool.
are things that I can admit that bug me.
I mean, like, Joe Rogan's a lot more better than, like, say, like, Snoop Dogg. People are, like, huge fans of Snoop Dogg.
I fucking can't stand Snoop Dogg, dude.
Snoop Dogg is a fucking joke. That guy's fucking sold his soul to the fucking devil, dude. He fucking did that fucking ritual years ago, and they fucking brought that up. I mean, it's crazy when you look at the past. Why does all these big time hitters have some sort of death early in their career? You know what I mean? Like, where they murdered someone or had their, like Eminem, his best friend was murdered, right? Or did he do it? Or did he have someone, you know what I mean? It's sacrificial ritual. You got to look at that. Like, it is demonic, satanic rituals that they do, or all of them have it. It's fucking crazy, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's so, I mean, what's Joe Rogan's? I don't know his past. I haven't looked in Joe Rogan. I'm just wondering, you know what I mean? Like, this guy Didn't just get here out of nowhere. And yeah, he's jacked and shit. But my argument is like, hey, if I had tens of millions of dollars and had a gym in my fucking house and a fucking trainer and dietitian,
He kind of did come out of nowhere a little bit though. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
his parents weren't like
they
anybody like spectacularly famous or anything, and
right? I'm sure there's some sort of connection though.
yeah, well,
They all
he came
seem
up
to have
through.
something.
He came out through the comedy club with Mitzi Shore and all them when he was a young guy. Like,
Well, when did
that's-
he start doing fucking Fear Factor?
oh, Fear Factor he was doing comedy way before Fear Factor.
So yeah, you could say who did he meet in comedy? No,
I don't know.
It's fuck. It's fuck.
Yeah, look
sure.
into the Comedy Store with Mitzi Shore, the lady that started the Comedy Store. I have no clue and have to look into that.
It's crazy. You could always look this shit up really easily on Wikipedia, even though it's like not allowed. But you look up some on Joe Rogan Wikipedia. Let's check this shit out. Began his career in comedy in 1988 in the Boston area. Relocated to Los Angeles in 1994.
And that's when he went to the Comedy Club. He
signed an exclusive development deal with Disney. Appeared as an actor on several television shows, including Hardball and News Radio in 1997.
Yeah,
so
News Radio is pretty good.
That's where he got introduced, right there with Disney. Started working for UFC in 1997.
Before any of that, though, he got into in New Jersey when he was still in New Jersey. He got into doing mixed martial arts, and he was into karate. And then I know they moved around a couple times when he was younger and stuff like that. But pretty much his start with everything, I think, is when he was working for a personal investigator. I can't remember what his name was. Dickless Dan something. I can't remember. He had a funny fucking name, and he said, I remember him telling stories about him like running around with that dude and shit long time ago.
Yeah.
But I think he was only like 20 or 21 when he started working at the Comedy Store because he thought that he had to be at least 21 to work there, which wasn't even true.
Right. Fucking reading them. So yeah, he did Taekwondo. He won the U.S. Open Championship in Taekwondo tournament when he was 19 as a lightweight.
Yeah, which then there's videos of him like spinning heel kicking the fuck out of a kid too.
Fuck, I did that shit for like 3 years. Amateur kickboxing. Retired from competition at age 21. Suffered from frequent headaches. Attended the University of Massachusetts in Boston. Found it pointless and dropped out early. I love that. So that's crazy. Thought he was going to do kickboxing, became a comedian. Richard Pryor.
Yeah, I remember him telling stories that he remember watching like guys just get, or I think he flatlined that kid and then like went to his coach and was like, Jesus fucking Christ, like that was horrible. And his coach was like, yeah, that happens. And he's like, well, if it happened to that guy, it can happen to me. Fuck that. I'm like, I don't want that happening to me. And they do these competitions on like fucking wooden floors and gyms and shit like that, where you just get spinning heel kick and you just slam your head off of off the fucking hardwood floor.
His blue comedy style earned him gigs at bachelor parties and strip clubs. One night, Rogan convinced the owner of a comedy club in Boston to allow him to try a new 5-minute routine at the show. Was talent manager Jeff Sussman, who liked Rogan's act and offered to become his manager. There we fucking go, right there, Jeff Sussman.
That's been his manager forever. Like that's still his manager.
Yep, there we fucking go. That's where he got it, right there.
Oh shit, dude! Remember that girl from the King of Queens that she was into Scientology?
Hold on. Kevin James produced Joe Rogan's stand-up concert TV film Joe Rogan Live, as well as another Joe Rogan vehicle.
And then he was on the Man Show.
Fuck, dude. You see how that's it? Like, yeah, you're right. See the background on this fuck. Oh shit, I know this guy by his face. Oh, there's not a whole lot on him on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I've actually looked him up before too, and I couldn't find a whole bunch.
Staten Island.
Which is weird that he manages one of the most famous people in the world. You don't know.
Weird, right? But then you got to see who. CBS. Yeah, so I bet his background has something. Kevin Sussman. He's Jewish. Fuck, dude. Like, I do this with this shit, and I'll go from like an actor to like the people that produced him to like the people that produced them to like the company behind them, and it's just like pedophile.
Yeah.
And they're running like one of those Save the Children organizations that ends up being a pedophile ring, and it's
Dude,
like, fuck.
me as an MMA fan I'm just so disgusted with all of the pedophilia in the MMA community and the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community.
It's
like
fucking everywhere.
I know it's everywhere, but it is so rampant in fucking combat sports and in like gymnastics. Like people wanted to brag on that girl that quit during the Olympics when she couldn't take her Adderall and was having like all those fucking problems and shit like that.
Mhm.
But like those girls have been like molested their whole lives. Like it's fucking awful. If you look into like those young gymnastic girls, like their coaches are all fucked up, dude.
Oh yeah, and their parents fucking paid for that shit too.
Yeah.
Horrible, but fuck. Before we go any longer, boys, I know this is fucking great. Jay's just having a great time listening to this shit. But
Yeah.
thank you everybody for listening to the Collective Minds Open Discussion Podcast, episode 10. Any closing comments there, Jay? I see you turn your mic back on, but
Get her done.
get her done. How about you, Brandon? You got anything to say to the people?
Nah, dude, I have talked plenty this episode.
Fuck, it feels so good to talk freely, doesn't it? Good old Wednesdays.
Get a little
Hump
bit more
day.
comfortable.
All right, boys. Thanks for joining. I'm gonna close this out and yeah. All right. Thanks everybody. Continue on. We'll see you in the next one.